Hey, anybody hear me?
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Dark Lord. Just you, me, and Charlie. Dark Lord, do you remember what herbs I was supposed to do for the next herb talk? Hey, Suzanne, an error occurred for me. That's me, always wrong. Mike, welcome, welcome. We're going to have a surprise guest tonight, y'all. Suburban Hillbilly, welcome, welcome, welcome. What? Say what again? I was saying I don't know what I did with my list of the herbs that people wanted me to talk about next time whenever I get around to doing the herb lecture. And I knew you were there, Dark Lord. I was hoping that you would remember what some of those follow-up herbs were. Oh, thank you. You like my green screen? That kitty over there, that's a 19-year-old Brucey the garden cat. Georgia in the house. Hey, pescatarian, welcome, welcome. Y'all don't forget to put thumbs up, okay? Dark Lord, I had a whole notepad with the lists of the herbs, and the whole notepad has disappeared. Charlie, did you pick up any notepads off my desk by chance? I just got the notification that I'm live.
Nope.
Have I missed saying hello to anyone yet? 6 of us. This is great. Looks like 9 o'clock is a better time. LP. Greetings, greetings. I'm glad you're listening. May not be a whole lot to listen to tonight. I am absolutely exhausted. What am I doing? I am getting ready for a surprise festival. I feel so fortunate. I did my first festival a couple of weekends ago down in Clarkston, Georgia at the Refuge Coffee House. And one of our refugee families we've kept in contact with after our 6-month contract was up. David Gray, welcome, welcome, welcome. And what part of Georgia for me? I'm in Gwinnett County. The famous Gwinnett County. Anyway, so he's gotten really close with both of us, but especially with Charlie. And Charlie has taught him how to use a lathe in the workshop. Now he's worked for the U.S. Army for 20 years, keeping our soldiers safe and alive. And 2 of his sons also worked with our Army, and they had to get out, flee for their lives during that chaotic airlift that happened a couple of years ago. I think most of you will remember that. But they got out, and then their women didn't. And so they're trying to support their families back home and live here. Most of them are making like minimum wage. The older guy is 68, and he's got PTSD really bad and disabled. So he's on SSI. So we're trying to figure out, how to get him a little bit of an income to send back home. Now, It only takes evidently like $200 American to feed a family of 6 for a month. But you know how SSI is. You don't have a lot of money that comes in with that. 20 minutes south of the big airport. What area? Anyhow, so he's been turning pens and bottle stoppers, and people who heard his story at that first festival really responded by buying his work. And I know I've got to hold this up in front of my face or something where you can see it. Can you see that? Jonesboro. Oh, we had friends in Jonesboro. He's passed on now. But I think that's an exquisite ink pen that he's made. That's a wood from Africa, actually, called paddock. I love it because it's red. So we had a pretty warm reception at our booth for that festival. People like to hear his story, and they liked his work, but we about sold out of all the honey that we brought, except for the clover honey. And there were several things that were very popular. Of course, my pepper plants. But people kept coming by and filming our booth, and I haven't seen any of the video that they were taken. But I got 2 invitations to, actually 3, to upcoming festivals. And one's on June 3rd, and that's going to be again in Clarkston, Georgia. And one is on the 24th back at the Refuge Coffee House. It's World Refugee Day. They want us back. But the real surprise and heartwarming invitation we got was from a gentleman who has agreed to go ahead and be a guest here tonight. I'm going to see if he's shown up yet. I've been trying to call up his name is Reinhard Kwaisi. And Reinhard, if you're here already, I'm sorry if I butchered that. But he is the project director for this coming Saturday's festival, which is Wow Afro Foundation's a nonprofit organization. And he invited us to be a part of the 3rd annual Afro Street Market Festival at Piedmont Park in Atlanta. It's Saturday, May 20th. And they're expecting like 8,000 people. So I'm like, I've got all the butterflies in my stomach and all that. But we're going to be celebrating the uniqueness and background of all our wonderful people from Africa, with music and food and crafts and camaraderie. Anyway, so he asked us to come in because of recommendations from that first festival. So I have really been embraced, and it almost makes me cry that we were invited to this. So we've been working really hard because we just got this invitation this last weekend to replace the inventory we sold. We thought we had like 3 or 4 weeks, so we only had a matter of days to replace the inventory that sold during the festival 2 weeks ago. So Modir has restocked us in pens and bottle tops, and Charlie is trying to come up with a couple of more products from the lathe. He's going to be doing pizza cutting knives and bottle openers and what else? Coffee scoops, Charlie?
Yeah.
So that's my excitement, and I told Reinhardt to come in at about 1:15. I don't see him waiting, and I don't really know I'm going to click on something, see if this changes my window. No. Okay, I don't know if he's waiting or not. I suppose that StreamYard will let me know when he shows up, eh? If he doesn't, I told him to pop into chat. So African foods, look out, all you okra haters. And yes, the correct pronunciation is okra. That's great. So just out of curiosity, how many people in the chat right now are close enough to come out and see us in Atlanta at Piedmont Park? I'm really hoping Cassandra shows up. You know what? I haven't seen Cassandra in a couple of weeks in any of the YouTube channels I visit, and I'm used to seeing her. If anyone knows Cassandra who lives in Fulton County, knows if she's okay, please let me know. Okay, so Suburban Hillbillies close enough. Hands in the Dirt, if he would come, he's about the same area as Suburban Hillbilly. Who else? There's a couple of people from the Hands in the Dirt Wind Down Wednesday that are in our area. And I took some video on that first festival, but I was so busy. I mean, that terrible to be so busy with customers, you didn't have time to do much video. We'll try to get some shots at this festival. I'm hoping it'll be just as insanely busy. Okay, so Dark Lord Man is in the throes of planning a wedding, which, you know, it shouldn't be that stressful, but ours was stressful 43 years ago. But my mother and I fought over how it was to be done, and we didn't have the best relationship to begin with, and the stress of the wedding made it worse. Charlie and I wanted to have a traditional Appalachian country wedding where I was going to wear a gauze dress, the flowers in my hair. He was going to put on his bib overalls and a starch shirt and bow tie and a bowler hat. And we were going to jump a broom in a cow pasture north of Huntsville. That there was a hill with a big tree at the top. And we were going to have a ceremony there. As the sun was setting, you can see the lights of Huntsville in the distance. And I thought that sounded great for a couple of hippies. My mother said she wouldn't recognize the marriage if we did it that way. I had to have a traditional church wedding wearing her pot de soie dress. So that's what happened. So Dark Lord, I feel you. I feel you. Large Italian family. The groom side really inside helping in every side helps. So how many people do you think you're having at your wedding? We kept ours at about between 200 and 300. Or we invited 200 or 300. And where's it going to happen? So as I say, back to the festival topic, I really feel embraced. I'm really meeting some amazing people in the festival community. Like I've met some amazing people here through joining the YouTube community. And, my first event was the meetup over in Savannah, but that was a real disappointment with the lack of turnout, and wasn't very many vendors. And so these other festivals looks like we're going to take off. And since this, I hoped that my business will be a revenue stream for us as we approach retirement. I'm encouraged. But Yeah, Mike. Well, my mother not only forced us to have our wedding her way, but she made me pay for it too. I had to pay for my own wedding. And get this, I had worked as a caterer when I was a teenager briefly, so she made me cater it myself. What did we do? I catered it, paid for the chapel. I was raised, my father died when I was like 5 years old. So mom raised me, her parents moved in, and it was a hoot kind of, because they were her parents, her mother and father, who had been divorced for 20 years at the point where they moved in, and one lived on the top floor of the house. It was a multi-storied house. And we turned the garage area into an apartment for my grandfather, and they fought all the time. So it's amazing I survived. But yeah, I had to pay my own way. Paid my own way in college. So other than family, it's 100. Wow. Outside someplace? Well, Dark Lord, are you the relative that everyone turns to as the problem solver? Just by chance? Are you the rock of the family? So, I want to talk about, since I'm feeling so embraced and so loved right now, I was going to ask all of you, could you share with us something that makes you feel loved? Have you had any experiences or you really feel appreciated and loved? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about love. How's that for a weird topic for a homesteading channel? Yeah, so you're the strong one, Dark Lord. I'm the strong one too. All my friends come to me, and everyone tells me how strong I am. Your dogs and your cats. Well, that's pure love. Suburban Hillbilly. How many dogs and cats do you have? Tell us about them. Well, you know Brucey over here. He's 19, and we rescued him from underneath a palm tree when he was just a few days old with 5 siblings, and ended up not being able to place him or his brother GB, who was G's for golden, B's for boy, golden boy. And then all my animals are rescues. When your bad boy cat comes home, you think maybe he likes you. If he's still intact, if you cut those little round things off, he'll stay home more. It works. So David Gray, what have you been up to?
Oh, it sucked it into the thing.
Charlie's watching funny videos, I think. Oh, someone hit a reporter with a pie? Yeah. He's supposed to be moderating, trying to keep y'all in line, but he's over there watching funny videos.
Yeah.
Leave the boys alone, Mike. Those boys cause more trouble. Okay, so you cross your legs. Let's talk about what's going on in our garden if you don't want to talk about love. What's going on in our gardens this week? Let's see, what did I do? I had to retie my tomatoes. They're growing really tall. Now they're all past the bamboo sticks. But I had, when they were that big, I tied them to their bamboo, and now they're past the top of the stick. So I had to go and support them further up. And our next move with them will be to put the A-frame. We built an A-frame with a board between 2 A-frames, and we take string and we tie it around the main stem of the tomato and wrap it a little, and then tie it to the A-frame that's 6 feet up. And the tomatoes continue to climb. Last year they were over 6 feet tall, so it's an interesting trellis. What do you have in the garden is doing pretty well so far. My mother has stayed away. You don't want your mother in your garden? Suburban Hillbilly, it says she fostered, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a woman or a man. I fostered for over 20 years, interstate transport, and rescued off the street 7 dogs, 5 cats that were deemed unadoptable. You lost all your dogs except 2 and 4 of the, I guess, cats, huh? Yeah. 5 cats here, 2 dogs, a baby possum, a tortoise, a lizard, and chickens and ducks. Quit fostering 1,000. Yeah, I fostered kitties. When we first came to Atlanta, I hadn't applied for my wildlife rehab permit, so I volunteered at a wildlife center near here. But in Florida, I did possums and squirrels and small rodents and reptiles. And of course, when you're into rescuing animals, you get asked to take in cats and dogs, and you probably know this. She walks past plants and she kills them. And I have been doing as a volunteer with people who are licensed in the state, taking overflow baby possums. And I said, when the last of my possums passed on, when was it, Charlie? When did Tiny Possum die? She was... He's not paying attention to us at all. Oh, they're cracking up. She died a couple months ago, and you remember I did the video where I said, I'm not doing this again. That's it, I'm done. Remember that? Very next day, I got a phone call from a coworker. Her dog had heard a baby possum, and now it's recuperating in the other room. And at first, I didn't think it was going to be releasable because it was turning circles with its head at an angle, which is a sign of a head injury or brain injury. But it's almost normal now, so we're going to go out and be a wild thing. We're going to turn them loose here. Last frost is June. Suzanne, you had a freeze. Mike's going to start. You mean your seeds, Mike, on outside? Never say never. Foster, cry, repeat. That's how it goes. Yeah. It's sad when you lose one. The possums, they only live 2 years. So when I have one live 3 years, I feel like I've had a success. I've had them live 5.5 years. So I must be doing something right. But I try not to tame them. This little one I have right now, and he's going to be going out in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to do what's called a soft release, which is he's on the patio, the sunroom right now. If I open the door to his enclosure, and he'll come and go on his own. Probably, if he follows the same pattern, they usually do. And there's something in my bird feeder outside the window. Charlie, is the wind blowing? Or is there something in that feeder making that thing dance?
4 miles an hour.
Okay, there's something in the feeder. I got to stand up and look out the window. Oh, whatever it was, I scared it away. Was it a flying squirrel? We have flying squirrels here that are apt to have to pop in. Whatever it was big. Did you ever get Lulu in?
No, I couldn't find her.
I
got the little chickens in their cage.
Oh, good for you. Don't let them out tomorrow, okay? They need to stay in. Anyway, what was I? So I tied up the tomatoes. I was the one that sent the starving the street rescues and the very pregnant. Never wanted to pull another puppy again, but it saved lives. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Been there with horses. Charlie's helped birth cows, and we've had goats. Foster, cry, repeat. That's how it goes. I try not to cry with death. It's a cycle of life. It's sad and it's heartbreaking if you feel you failed the animal, but what can you do? Okay, so you damaged tomato plants in Suzanne's garden with frost. Mike's dropping some seed. He has if you haven't been to Mike's Chaotic Gardening, his channel, he does a lot of hydroponics. It's really interesting to watch his updates and his garden tours. Mike, maybe one week, would you want to come be a guest? I know you don't show your face on your channel, but I sure would like to. I sure would like to have you come talk about hydroponics. Let me know, okay? Shoot me an email. Done that several times with feral cats. Yeah, Brucey is he was born feral. And he won't stay in the house except when the weather's really bad. His newest spot to sleep is on top of the coffee machine. But if we don't let him out when he says he wants out, he poops on the dresser. He'll poop on the table. Wherever he knows will tick us off to the point where we'll throw him out the door. So, okay. Mike doesn't do lives. We all need to pressure Mike to do a live. Let's see. As David Gray left, there's 8 people. Usually we average 8 or 9 people, and then everyone comes in when it's too late. So it's 9:27. Where is my guest? Where is my guest? Reinhard, if you're here, pop up and chat, will you? You said he'd try to make it, and he didn't say he'd absolutely make it. Let's see if he sent me an email. I'm checking my email. Nope. No. Prayer time. Synchronizing trash, synchronizing inbox. YouTube. Hey, or Georgia Suburban Homestead is live. Like I need to know that, right? The revenge poops, yes. Suburban Hillbilly says that the garden should have been out 3 weeks ago. Oh my God, you got COVID? No, Dark Lord, he says I told him to try to be here at a quarter after because it takes at least 15 minutes for people to get in. I'm trying this live an hour later than usual to see if we can attract more people in. You just lost 2 people. Who did we lose? Yeah, it takes a while, Suburban Hillbilly, to get over it from what I understand. I've been lucky. Charlie and I both have been lucky so far and have been able to avoid the C word. Yay, Suzanne, I'm glad you're here. Okay, we gained another person. Okay, so I tied up tomatoes. My peppers I put in a couple of weeks ago, all going to need to be tied up. We had a really nice harvest of fava beans, and I've got them through their first boil and then froze them. About to do probably midweek next week, we'll do our final fava harvest, and then I'll lay the plants down in the raised beds to decompose and give back to the bed, and then replace them with peppers and eggplant and that type of thing.
Oh.
So I've got a couple of friends who've had the virus more than once, twice, 3 times, and one of my friends has long COVID, and it's lucky she works from home. Her kids, she thinks her kids brought it home, or her husband's a truck driver, and he may have brought it home, but he never really got that sick. Has anyone heard what the CDC is recommending for boosters? Are they saying every 6 months or every year? Because if it's every 6 months, I'm due. And here I am going out into public at these festivals. Yeah, I don't want it either. Okay. So what else are we growing? What are we looking forward to this year and for the late spring, early summer harvests? Some of you so far north, you're just now getting your spring gardens in, I know. The arm stick killed your mom. Oh, that sucks, Dark Lord. I used to not get flu shots because every time I got a flu shot, I got sick. But now that I'm a geriatric, I do the flu shots, and with my bad lungs, I went ahead and got my my boosters. Excited for greens. What kind of greens you growing, Mike? I'm sorry to hear that, Suburban Hillbilly.
Shit. Oh, shit. Ooh.
I've lost so many friends through this pandemic. It's amazing. Suzanne's going to let a few strawberries grow, even though they say take off all the blossoms first year. Our strawberry plants look beautiful this year, and they're just now starting to give us some. We do have some resident tortoises out in the yard. The eastern box turtle loves the strawberries, so it and its friends eat strawberries every year. Turnips and collards. Purple top turnips. Can you believe that I grew the pineapple strawberries one year? Those are the white ones, and then forgot to pick them. So I still haven't tasted those yet. Yeah. Well, I'm not afraid of shots because I'm diabetic. I take 5 shots a day. 75 June-bearing strawberries today. Oh my gosh, do you have room for all those? You must have quite a yard or a piece of property. I've never asked you how much property you have. Purple tops and white ones. Oh, we're picking golden raspberries. Got those coming out our ears. And the red ones are starting to come in, and I'm not sure whether my black raspberries survived, but last year they were so delicious. My two favorite raspberries are the golden raspberries, which will give you a harvest in the spring and the fall. And then the purple raspberries or spring raspberries or early season. And they are so good. Those are my two favorites. 2 quarts of strawberries so far. Your husband built a raised bed with a hardware cloth lid instead of our Nanking cherries. The birds ate most of them. David Gray, I keep taking up more yard for raised beds, which I make from cardboard boxes. You mean the walls of your raised bed are made from cardboard? I'd like to know how you do that. Will you let us know? Charlie, are those fish?
Yes.
Some moderator he is. Who wants to be a moderator of the channel? I've lost my husband to comic videos. The tops won't root. Dark Lord, what I've seen people do is scrape the skin of the strawberry. All those little puckery parts are seeds, and then you put that on a paper towel and let it dry out, and then you can actually see the seeds, and you can even just plant the paper towel. Oh, I see. You lay down the box, fill it with raised bed soil, and plant. And I guess all that melts down at the end of the season, Dave? We've got raised beds made out of stone. We've got it made out of fence pickets, 2x6s, and part of leftover tin from a tin roof. We did 27-inch tall hugelkultur beds, which work quite well, except that when we put the back of our property is hardwoods, and we had several trees come down. We cut them up and put the logs in the hugelkultur. And then you put the logs, and then you put the twigs and the branches, and then we put compost and soil on top of that. Works great. You don't have to water it that much, maybe once or twice a season. Everything thrives in it. And we did the wood layer, then we did a layer of straw that we had cooked with nitrogen, then we did a layer of soil. And it works really, really, really well. It stays warm, so that we had thriving things that should have died in the fall, thrived all winter. But a drawback to hugelkultur is the rats like it, and they burrowed in underneath the walls of the tin and raised oodles of families of baby rats. We were swarming with rats, and that brought in the copperhead snakes.
Where's it gone?
There was a copperhead snake that I named Lucy because whenever she heard me in the garden, she'd come up within like 3 feet of me and sit there and watch me. She never offered to bite, but she'd come keep an eye on me. One time she crawled down the wall of the hugelkultur on the inside and then came out a crack and licked my leg. I felt this tickle, and I looked down, and there she was, with her tongue licking my leg. Last year, a hawk came down and got her and carried her away, but they took care of most of the rats for me. Box decomposes, and you can put up boards or blocks around it. Dark Lord's doing the paper towel thing next year. Suburban Hillbilly says, let your strawberries get overripe, and when they're almost rotten, plant the seeds from those. They do take a long time to germinate. So maybe you can start, try that method this summer and let them germinate if you've got a warm place to put them over the winter. So, Suburban Hillbilly, do you have a channel? And do you talk about this on your channel? Yeah, it was a snake kiss, Mike. What would you call it? You think she was tasting me to see if I was edible? Dark Lord, I've already found a rather large black rat snake this year, and it's probably the one I kept picking up last year from the front yard and bringing to the backyard and putting it in my chicken house. But it was back by the chicken house this year. Nice big snake. She was full of rats too. It was like four lumps in her body where she had eaten. Put cardboard and stickers and old mulch under my beds. Worked great. Sticks, not stickers. Okay. Alrighty. It doesn't look like Reinhardt is going to make it. I've got 7 people watching, and I'm very thankful for all of you. 7 thumbs up. Yeah, autocorrect does some really strange things. Let me go over to StreamYard. Reinhardt, are you here? I guess Reinhardt did not make it. Oh, so I'm thankful everyone is here, but I wish we had more of our regulars here tonight. You know, is there something special going on the other channels where we all met tonight? Is that what's keeping people out?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's pretty sad when even your husband and your channel moderator isn't in to watch your live. Driving to the Lake 10 Killer. Oh, meeting in Oklahoma this weekend. You mean with YouTubers? Is that my problem? I've got great timing. Yeah, I'm out of the loop too, Mike. So let's see. Shall we do some prizes? Let's see. Mike, do you have a chance to read the Humane Gardener book that you won a few weeks ago? So I'm going to go ahead and do some prizes. We can wrap it up early tonight. You thumbed through it. That's not going to do you any good, Mike. Oh, speaking of books and knowledge, I was just watching a video before we went live tonight on El Nino. Do you all know what El Nino is? Who knows what El Nino is? I know what I need to tell you about. I need to tell you about my trip to Mobile. It's a weather system, yes. The El Nino, which we're expecting this year by fall, is going to make the southern part of the United States extremely wet. Further north, where it's usually wet and cold, is going to be drier and hotter. And in the middle, they're going to get crushed up with really severe weather and storms. No way you'll read it, or no way I'll read it. The La Nina does the opposite, makes us have more drought here in the southeast. So I'm looking forward to a lot of rain. Of course, they're predicting that later in the summer. Last couple of summers have been kind of dry, so we'll see. Everyone go buy rice. Prices are going to go up. Yeah. I mentioned this in the last live, and I probably need to mention this, or baby boy David. How many of us use neem? I use neem in my garden for a couple of reasons. It gets the chewing bugs to go away, but it also kills fungus and bacterial infections on the plants. Depends on where it's grown, David. David says rice contains arsenic. I get mine out of India or Thailand. Anyway, so neem is kind of my go-to, and I also use neem products on my skin and brush my teeth with neem toothpaste. And I have a good friend in Hyderabad, India. She's got a mango farm. She warned me a few weeks ago to stock up on neem oil because something's killing the neem trees, because neem comes out of India. There's some sort of blight that's going across the whole region where the neem is and just killing acres and acres of neem. Yeah. So we went to see Charlie's mom for Mother's Day, and she moved from the Huntsville area where her family has been for generations upon generations, and she moved to Mobile, Alabama to follow her daughter and her granddaughter. And so went from having a 2.5, 3 hour drive to see her to 6.5 hours. And I'm telling you, I'm not as young as I used to be. 6.5 hours in the car really hurt. I'm still haven't recovered coming back on Saturday. But she has turned her backyard into an oasis. She's gardening. She's 85. She's gardening and raised beds that are kind of look like troughs off the ground. Of course, her stuff is thriving. The better. She's from a farming family. She's planted citrus trees up one whole side of her yard, and we brought her a kumquat tree. And then while we were there, of course, we had to go to nurseries. You don't turn me and Mom loose in a nursery. And I bought her a finger lime. So now that's 2 trees that we got her. But then we're sitting on her porch, and I looked over at this this tree that was in a pot, and it had kind of looked like a poppy upside down that had something sticking out of the center of the kind of balloon. And it really was quite lovely. And I said, "What is that?" And she said it was a Chinese lantern tree. So I'm going to look that up for you. Oh, Chinese lantern. I'm going to put a link in chat. And if y'all would click on it and go look at this thing. I'm dangerous in a plant nursery too. Wait till I tell you what I did with this. Why won't my mouse work? Pumpkins on a stick. Dark Lord is faster than I am. I can't right click. I'm willing to bet that's too long a link. Someone tell me if that's clickable. Oh my God, it's giving it 3 times. Is that clickable, y'all? Does it work? No. Well, son of a bitch. Sorry. Let's see. Looking for another link for you. Oh my God, that gets huge. No, that's the wrong tree.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not talking. It's like I can't chew gum and walk tonight. Anyway, I fell in love with this. I sat there while all the family. The first link worked. Okay. It is relative to the Jamaican sorrel tree, or the red sorrel hibiscus. It's relative of the hibiscus and the ochre tree, and its leaves and those pretty flowers are edible. They're supposed to be tart and sweet. And then I found recipes for the flowers for jellies and pie. High in vitamin C and other and other vitamins and nutrients. Oh, good night, Suburban. We're about to have name draw. You have to go? Anyway, so yours truly had to buy 6 of them. And what I do when I find something like that is I'll buy 1 or 2 for myself and then sell the other ones to cover my expenses. Annie's Kitchen, welcome. Glad you're here. So Suburban Hillbilly's going to miss out on the prize. So what do you think? Am I crazy or what? Okay, show of hands, how many of you are going to be looking for one of these things now? Mom's growing it in a pot. Yeah, that's the kind of influence she is on me. I bet Andy's Kitchen knows the tree. Anyway. Oh, the puppy. You watched the lady in Azerbaijan. Her name is Hayat, which is pronounced Ayat, which is a part of the Quran. It's like a stanza or a chapter of the Quran. And she's going to need a bigger pot. Well, I've got 6 of them, Dark Lord. I read that you can keep them in a pot. You just have to keep them trimmed and trim the roots to match the canopy. But Mom's was blooming. It was really quite lovely and it smelled nice. But yeah, so Hand Ayat from Azerbaijan just made poppy jelly. And it shows her walking through a poppy field, she and her husband, and he's picking like one every now and then, and she's just snatching them, plucking them right up off the poppies. Yeah, I got 6. You know, I have no control. I need intervention. I'm with new plants. I'm as bad as I am with seeds. Lulubelle. Oh, well, Dark Lord, if you're the mayor, you can make me the treasurer, and I'll spend all our money on plants. All right, so Mike won this book that I recommend to just about everybody, and no, I don't get a commission from the writer, but it I read it when it was first published. It changed my whole outlook on gardening and the landscape, and it will teach you how to garden humanely, how to maintain a permaculture type situation where you're giving an environment to wildlife and putting natural ecosystems to work in your yard. And since I've been doing this, I've had to use fewer and fewer controls for pests, because it'll teach you how to do things naturally instead of chemically. And it's called The Humane Gardener. Hey, Mama Knows Best. Hey. Mike has the book. He's thumbed through it. I encourage him to read it. So, of course, Mike, unless you're going to gift it to somebody, then I'll ask you not to put your name out there for another one. But anyone who would like to have a copy of this book, it is $9.57. I'll give you to $9.59 to type book, BOOK, if you want to be in the drawing for this wonderful book, and I'll send it to you. I just got notified that Chunk the Groundhog has a new video out. I love him. Yes, the Humane Gardener book. Suzanne, Mama, David. Suzanne, Mama, David, Dark Lord. You sure you have double knowledge? It's only 3 or 4 of you, huh? Did I miss anybody? I love deer. Oh, bring me a cup, David. I mean, Mike. I put cinnamon in my coffee and vanilla extract and sambuca. You count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, David, Mama, Suzanne, and Dark Lord. I'm going to spin it. There we go. Spin, 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 spin. I'm dizzy. David Gray. David Gray wins the book. How much coffee is really in my coffee? Quite a bit, actually. It's just I make my own vanilla extract, which you all know. But I found out that vanilla extract helps fight certain forms of cancer. So I take it in a couple of drinks during the day. The sambuca, which is the elderberry syrup, helps your immune system. And then I'm apt to put echinacea if I feel like something's coming on. Yes, congratulations, David. The author actually interviews someone I know in Florida whose whole gardening approach was turned around by the information conveyed in that book. Okay, so you get it on Amazon? You want me to post a link, Mama? Amazon. The Humane Gardener by Nancy Lawson. Nurturing a backyard habitat for wildlife, or how to create and sustain an ethical garden. It's kind of my, wow, that's a long link too. I'll probably give it away once a month, Dark Lord, so keep playing. It didn't do it. Okay. I'll try it from StreamYard. I think I need a new mouse, Charlie. Let's see. Y'all let me know if that works. Nancy Lawson. There's your link, Mama. Clean the mouse out. I don't know if I even know how to do that if it opens. Okay, cool. Okay, so do I want to look for something from Amazon for the next gift, or do we want to go to our friend Baker Creek Seeds? For my next giveaway. You know I do 3 giveaways. Seeds. Mike says seeds. Alrighty. So if you want to go on a very quick shopping spree with me at Baker Creek Seeds, type in seeds. It's 10:03. You have to 10:05. Of course, there's only 7 of you, so there's not that many people typing. So just type in seeds, Mike, Dark Lord, Suzanne. Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Okay, my hand's caught in my. David, did David ever respond? Got 1 more minute, David, to say whether you want seeds or not. Yoo-hoo! It's only 4 people on the wheel. 7 people in here. No, do you want to win seeds? You want to be on the wheel for seeds? Just type in seeds. Yeah, David, type in C. There he goes. Okay. There's 3 more people in here. Who are the 3 lurkers? We've got 3 lurkers. Come on. You're feeding pets. I guess they have to eat. I don't know, Charlie. Are you in the channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's got his headset on, so he doesn't have to listen to me. He says, "Yeah. Okay. So that still leaves a couple of people who are lurking." Oh, okay. So it's more intimate group than I thought tonight. Okay, I'm going to spin this wheel for seeds. Well, that sounds like a marble in a cup there. Suzanne. Okay, Suzanne, I'm going to hop over to Baker Creek. Maybe. Boy, my system all of a sudden is really slow. I think I froze. Oh, we are. Ground cherry seeds. Now, there are a couple of different kinds, if I remember correctly, and I used to grow Aunt Molly. Okay, there's something called New Hanover and the Aunt Molly, and both of them have 4.5 stars. You know what? The New Hanover looks strange. I'm going to send you Aunt Molly. How's that? Coming back to the screen with you guys. Yeah, Suzanne, they look like little husk tomatoes. It's kind of a low-lying bush that branches out, and if you stalk it, you won't lose so many to little animals that will, once they find out you have them, will come running. Our cedar waxwings, when I had the ground cherries out front, we had whole groups of cedar waxwings, which are on the list of species of concern here in Georgia, come into our yard, and people were saying, "How are you attracting these birds?" And it was the ground cherries, and we only ever really were able to harvest a couple of cups of cherries because of the wildlife, but that's okay because I'm a humane gardener. And I never got to make jams or pie or anything with them because I'd eat them just as soon as I could pick them up. The hint with telling when they're ripe is they get really, really, really yellow. So if they're pale yellow, don't pick them yet. Wait till they're a deep yellow, and that's when they're the sweetest. Few of my favorite herbs for cooking or for medicine. While I'm waiting Mama to tell me whether she's asking about cooking or medicine or both, I've got one more thing to give away. So what's the next thing I should do? Seeds again? Or should we go to Amazon for some sort of doodad? Come on, Peanut Gallery. Doodad or seeds for our final giveaway tonight? Hey, Bernie, how you doing? Stick around. We're having our final giveaway. Would you rather be in the running for our doodad or a package of seed? Okay. So, why won't my computer? I'm adding you to the wheel. And I'm going to run the wheel for the seeds. Click, 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 click. Mama knows best. Okay, Mama. Mama's got seeds. Mama, what kind of seeds would you be looking for? Where are you from, Mama? Did Mama go to sleep? No, she just said something. She said, wow. Mama, I need to know what, okay, healing herbs. Need to know where you're from. I hope you're in the United States, right? So healing herbs. Well, in Arkansas. Okay. I've got to start a banner up. Those of you who won need to send me an email at the following address. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and I need your name, what you won, and your mailing address. Yes, Bernie, that's Brucey the garden cat. He's 19 years old. Looks pretty good, doesn't he? Okay, so Mama, tell me what you're looking for. Are you looking for healing herbs? Suzanne, I think I kept your address. Yeah, I kept your address, but I don't have Mama's mailing address. He is handsome. He's silly. I think he's sleeping on the copier behind me. Yeah, you can't see because of the background, but he is with us. Okay, so I'm waiting for Mama to tell me you want a healing herb of some kind. The healing herbs I grow, I actually, getting ready for this festival coming this weekend, I have made plantain ointment. I have made, that's with coconut oil and shea butter and beeswax, fresh beeswax. And that's a very popular ointment that I make. I call it owie ointment. Then I made some comfrey ointment with, again, coconut oil. And that's for sprains, strains, deep bruises. It really, really takes the pain out of your sore muscles. And then I made I kind of made up a recipe using comfrey, calendula, and fresh peppermint from the garden. Those are all those herbs are disinfect. They take pain out. They take they treat poison ivy. They heal your skin. They rejuvenate your skin. The final one with the comfrey, the peppermint, and the calendula, if you've got scarring from acne or stretch marks, you can put that on those problems and it'll help clear it up. The comfrey will act as a pain reliever for the deep muscle pain or arthritis. The peppermint in that last batch, those of us who are diabetic and have a little bit of neuropathy, you put it around your feet or whatever, and both the straight comfrey and the peppermint will stimulate circulation and help you sleep if your neuropathy is keeping you up. So those are probably my favorite healing herbs: comfrey, calendula, peppermint, plantain. And then I have other herbs I grow for my breathing issues, which are horehound, which tastes like crap. Sorry for the language, but it's really bad. But it will clear your bronchial. I grow mullein for bronchitis. I grow anise hyssop for the same reason. Can you grow comfrey from seed? Actually, it's better to get a root cutting. That's the most common way to propagate comfrey, and it's done in the very early spring. Adrienne at Indiana Backyard Gardens wanted some comfrey, and because she's been so good to me and helping me learn how to go live and do my channel, I went ahead and sent her a chunk. She paid for shipping, but I sent her a root. I'm hoping I didn't hear her say that it died, but she hasn't confirmed that with me yet. It takes a while on the comfrey, what, from seed, Dark Lord, or for it to work on you? Let me see if Baker Creek sells peppermint plants. I am looking for peppermint. All right. Mama knows best. I found peppermint for you. If you could, real quick, before we close down for the night, send me an email at lbolivar@bellsouth.net. Do it right away with your mailing address, and I'll just go ahead and send this right away to you. That way I won't, I'm afraid if I close out the window, I'll lose the order. So I've already reserved it for you, but do that real quick if you would. So Suzanne, how does she send it? She send you a plant or she send you cuttings? Charlie, Mike's Chaotic Gardening says valerian stinks like cat poop, but it works.
Well, yeah.
Valerian treats insomnia, anxiety, depression, premenstrual cramps. So you no more premenstrual cramps, eh, Mike? And menopause and headaches. Oh, is it growing? That's good, David. So if you get menstrual cramps or are going through the fun of menopause, valerian will help you. But I don't know if I'd grow it. I'd probably just buy supplements. Root cuttings. She sent tooted cuttings? Fix your uterus right up, Mike. That's a good thing. That's good to hear. Okay. I'm waiting and see the email drop from Gwen. So what I'm sending you, Gwen, is something called double mint. And it's a cross between spearmint and peppermint. Hardy in zones 3 to 9. And it looks very interesting to me. It does like to spread. So consider putting it in a container. It grows in thick horizontal vines that weave together, resembling a ground cover. So you'll be one of the first people to get this, evidently, from Baker Creek. It's a brand new product. Did I discuss how to use echinacea? Was that one of the herbs I was supposed to do, Bernie? I can't find my list. Before we sign off, let's try to put a list together, and I'll guard this list with my life. So you want me to talk about valerian, echinacea? What else should I do in my next herb talk? Oh, yeah. Bernie, can you identify everything you're looking at in the picture behind me, except for the cat, is edible or medicinal? How many of those herbs do you know? You know, that's an idea. I could go back to that broadcast, right? Okay, Gwen, I got your email. Gotcha. Yeah, it was quite an extensive list, if I remember correctly. It didn't even occur to me. I'm so dumb. Okra, mint, basil. I'm growing like a dozen different kinds of basil right now in the greenhouse. I guess I need to do a video on that, don't I? Okay. Daylilies. There's no okra. No basil. Daylilies are edible. They're wonderful. If you can pick the blooms and break them up and put them in a salad. I like the orange daylily. Make sure it's a daylily, and other lilies are toxic. But I like the daylilies with a little bit of peach yogurt and sweet onion on Bib lettuce. It's Mizuna, very good. The purple is Mizuna, or Japanese perilla. And then in the foreground, over my shoulder where you see just the knobby part of the echinacea, that's black peppermint. That's what's in that salve I made this week. Oh, were the hostas tasty? I keep meaning to eat mine, but I wait too long, and now they're kind of in full leaf. But that's Brucey's garden. He stays in all those flowers when the heat of the day hits. He kind of buries under them. I guess I can't blame him. It's probably cool and fragrant. So, Bernie, did you hear me say the purple leaf is shiso, some people call it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, Gwen, it's shiso, S-H-I-S-O, shiso, Japanese perilla. It's in the mint family. I take the leaves and slice up garlic and soak it in soy sauce for a few days or a couple of weeks. Then I take the leaves out and dry them on a cookie sheet till they get crispy. And I break them up into a container, and I sprinkle that on salads, on fish. It's salty and minty, and it's very nice flavor. And then I use the soy sauce to cook with. Yeah. She's so Perilla. Y'all excuse me just for a second. I'll grab that cat. Everybody wants to see you. Ugh. Oh, dead air off the cat. Sir reminded you of artichoke, huh? Pretty good for 19. How old is that in human years? He's just purring. Now, he doesn't usually like being held for very long, so be prepared for him to get up. You look at the camera. Look at that. He's looking at the camera is no concept. This will get him. Oh. Okay. All right. I have to warn you, if you plant Perilla, you've got it forever. It'll spread everywhere. All right, now we've created a monster. He's got his pretty end toward you, I guess. They can't see me. The thing's going in and out, Brucey. It's going in and out, Brucey. Now he won't leave. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. That's just what I need. Oh my God, I can't see the chat to see what y'all are saying. Oh my goodness. Oh. That's supposed to be a compliment when they turn that. Yeah, so. Oh. Can y'all hear him purr? He's getting thin. He's starting to show his age. He's starting to show his age.
Nope.
I didn't have kids, so I have creatures. I don't know if anyone has blamed the stretch marks on. Oh, thank you. Cat hair in the mouth, Brucey. Thank you so much. Oh. Now you're going to dig a hole in my desk. He wants the hairbrush again. All right, y'all. So I hope you had a good time tonight. I'm sorry my guest didn't show. But those of you who are in the Atlanta area, please come see us. Oh, enjoying God's creation. Late, but not lost. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? So does 9 o'clock work better for everyone, or do I need to go back to 8? Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. So those of you in the Atlanta area, Piedmont Park, Saturday, come for the food, the dancing, the music, celebrate African heritage, and stop by our booth and say hi. I would like to meet as many of you as I can. I absolutely enjoy seeing you in person. And those of you who want things, I'll try to get things in the mail by Monday or Tuesday. Right now I'm slammed. Oh, you've been sick. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you made it the whole time. Okay, so 9 o'clock from now on, that's it. And maybe we'll get the word out and our regulars will come in. Please share my videos. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thumbs up, all that stuff that we're supposed to say. And I know that watching me brush the cat is just riveting, isn't it? Thank you, Bernie. Bernie, are you local? Are you local to Atlanta? Yeah, everyone who feels bad, please feel better soon. Heal. Which pepper seeds did you get? Yeah, we'll try to stay safe. The violence out there is getting, Bernie, Virginia. Yeah, something happened tonight. We're on our way home from taking Modir back home, and 2 police cars went around us going hot. I mean, sirens blazing. We got another half mile up the street. 2 more went around, came in, and within another few minutes, 2 supervisors' cars with canines. So that's 6 police cars went somewhere kind of right here in our neighborhood. So it had to be bad to get that kind of response. So we're waiting to see what's on the news on that.
He says, I'm not getting in there.
Anyway, I'm dragging it out because I don't want to go, but I really need to. I got so much to do. So thanks for stopping by. Congratulations to my winners. Come back in the first Thursday in June. We'll be live again. And hopefully I'll be doing another herb lecture. If not, we'll come up with something, garden updates, whatever. And maybe even do some more cat brushing. I think Bruce would approve. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. And remember to tell the people you love them, that you love them every day. Until next time. See ya.